لا إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله وأشهد
الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي آمين يا رب العالمين. We all have anger issues, including myself. So let's fix this from prophetic way of fixing the anger. This is a big topic in the books of Tazkiyah, but I'll just mention in 15-20 minutes whatever I have, a prophetic style of anger management, inshallah ta'ala. And that is a little different than the Western style of psychology, because Western style usually comes from a secular, anti-theistic, godless perspective. So some of the things they are teaching is incredible, but at the same time, you have to compensate the deficiency that it's coming from a godless perspective. So we and our perspective on everything, including anger management, is part of our religion. I'm going to mention 3 points, inshallah. First is about understanding the Islamic perspective on anger. Second is about anger management techniques from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And third, what if someone else is angry? Or if someone else is making a scene? How to control yourself at that time, because you are controlling, but you cannot control others. So how to manage yourself at that time. I hope that inshallah we will have time to cover all this. For more discussion, you can come in our Tazkiyah class, inshallah ta'ala. Let's start with the famous hadith, where a Sahaba was seeking advice from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, La taghdab, la taghdab, la taghdab. Do not get angry, do not get angry, do not get angry. In one of the narrations, walakal jannah, if you do this, the jannah will be for you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all jannah. Ameen ya Rabb. What is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying in this hadith to this person? Prophet is saying sallallahu alaihi wasallam that do not make your anger deal breaker. Don't let your anger control you. Rather, you control your anger. You know, some people would say, by the way, I have temper issues. If I get angry, don't come near to me. It means that you are enslaved to your anger. You are not working on your anger. You are becoming slave of your anger. Instead of saying that, you will say, I have temper issues, let me fix it. Islam actually gave me a few guidelines about that also. So instead of surrendering to your anger situation, try to fix it, and that should be our Islamic perspective. You know, one of the common issues which I have found in Muslim community is that, is anger haram? A lot of people will say yes. And the answer to this, it depends. Sometimes anger is wajib. Sometimes anger is recommended. And yes, sometimes it's haram. Sometimes Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to get angry. If it's haram all the time, then how would you reconcile this? And the crowd in Western secular background who says anger is haram, usually they are the most angry people if you disagree with them. Wallahu musta'an. So there, before you can understand Islamic perspective of anger, let's use ifrat and tafrit. If let's say two extremes. One group within us would say, anger is bad, you should not get angry. That's not right. If you see evil, if you see any injustice, you should feel angry. Yes, you should not be violent, you should not express in a haram way, but in terms of feeling, you should feel angry. All these scholars say if your spouse is cheating on you, you should feel, as a normal person, you should feel angry. You cannot say, oh, it's my body, my choice, personal bodily autonomy. Okay, they can cheat me. No, you should feel angry. But don't express it in a haram way. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah actually said this in a beautiful statement. He said this, Man istughdib falam yaghdab fahuwa himar. Whoever witnessed something where normally he or she should get angry and they are not getting angry, then they are donkey. They are himar, they are donkey. Because they are hiding their coward nature and saying that we never get angry. On the other extreme, there are people who are violent when they get angry. Even that is haram. They get angry on small things. Even that is haram. What is the moderate approach? The approach of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's not about getting angry. It's about why you are getting angry. It's about how you express yourself when you are angry. All these factors will going to decide whether anger is haram or not. Is that clear? That's the first thing we need to understand, which is very different than studying from, let's say, Freudist or Western psychology perspective. Islamic perspective is how often you get angry, how do you express your anger, do you become aggressive and violent, and then you're going to decide whether anger is haram or wajib or mustahab or recommended. One or two examples from the life of Rasulullah before we can mention some of the techniques. Just two examples will be sufficient at this point, inshallah. One is at the communal level, the other is at the family level. This hadith is mentioned in Bukhari and other books. One of the Sahaba, he stopped praying Salatul Fajr because the Imam was making Salah longer. We all know this hadith, right? And then Rasulullah heard about this, and then he complained to Rasulullah that I'm not praying Salatul Fajr with Jummah because of so and so Imam. He's making too long. The hadith wordings, the narrator says, فَمَا رَأَيْتُ النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم غَضِبَ فِي مَوْئِذَةٍ قَطَّ أَشَدَّ مِمَّا غَضِبَ يَوْمَئِذٍ. He says, I never saw Prophet Muhammad sallallahu in terms of anger, I never saw Prophet Muhammad sallallahu so much angry than on that day. And he was angry on that Imam, and he says, Ya ayyuhan nas inna minkum munaffirin. Why you are pushing people away from Islam? Why you are making Salah longer, so much so that they have to go away from Salah? Did you see Rasulullah got angry? The hadith says he got angry. But was he violent? No. So how can we say anger is haram? How do you express your anger is going to decide whether you are in the boundaries of halal or haram? One other hadith, and this is for the family life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us the husbands and wife as Sharia expects. Ameen ya Rab. Once Rasulullah was talking to Aisha radiyallahu anha, and he said this to Aisha, that Aisha, I know when you are happy with me and when you are angry with me. Listen to this. When you are happy with me and when you are angry with me. So Aisha radiyallahu anha said, Aina ta'rifu dhalik? How do you know this? And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, Amma idha kunti anni radiya fa innaka taqulina wala rabbi Muhammad. He says, when you are happy with me, content with me, you will going to say, no, by the Rabb of Muhammad, by the Lord of Muhammad. And when you are angry with me, you will replace my name with Ibrahim. You will say, by the Rabb of Ibrahim. And Aisha would say, radiyallahu anha, ma ahjur illa ismak. Rasulullah sallallahu, even at that time when I'm taking the name of Ibrahim alayhi salam, my heart still loves you. Only I have replaced your name, but my heart still loves you. Do you see this? First of all, Rasulullah did not say, oh, anger is haram, why you're getting angry on me? He recognized, he even know when his wife is getting angry. And secondly, Aisha did not say, oh, it's my tongue, my choice, personal bodily autonomy. She's showing concern for her husband. The entire problem of this hyperpolarization between radical feminists and toxic masculinists is our reference point is other gender. In Islam, our reference point is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are looking constantly at what other gender is getting. That's not Islamic. In Islam, we think we both are creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyway, second point, how to control from a prophetic standpoint. There are many strategies narrated by some of the companions also, but I'll just mention few, inshallah. For detail, you can come in our tafsir, in our tazkiyah classes, inshallah, starting from September 7th, inshallah ta'ala, after Maghrib. What are the ilaj of the ghadab? What is the anger management techniques from a prophetic way? Before I can tell you few hadith, note this. A scholar said this: in order to fix the anger, you should just know few things. First, you should picture the ugliness of how a vicious person, a livid person, a furious person looks like when he or she gets angry. Just remember, imagine, if you are getting angry, screaming at someone, and if someone is making your video, and if that person shows the video to the entire crowd of people after you're normal, will you be proud? That ugly a person will look. Imam Ghazali would compare an angry person who is screaming looks like a barking dog. Think about it. This in and of itself will help you to control your anger in a way that you will express it in a halal way. Also, when you are getting angry on unnecessary things, basically you are trying to get angry on the qadr of Allah. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided at 3:45 p.m. on particular highway your tire will get flat, there is no point of screaming or yelling at your family. Yes, do the efforts, call AAA, but there's no point of screaming at your family. That's qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are the strategies told by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to control the anger, to manage the anger? First, he says, start with ta'awudh, reading a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. One of the hadiths, it says that he advised to one of the person who was engaging, who was getting furious. He said, if you would read a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, your anger will go away. Because you are seeking protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from shaitan, so it's absolutely necessary. Anger is from shaitan. Second, Rasulullah also said sallallahu alayhi wasallam in one other hadith, in previous was Abu Bukhari, this was Abu Dawud, that change your position, distract yourself. If you're standing, sit. If you're sitting, lie down. Change your position, mentally distract yourself. If you'll do this, eventually you will be able to manage your anger. Third strategy from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Musnad Ahmad. He says, if you are feeling angry, do not speak. Wallahi, I have been imam in Northeast for 11-12 years. If I have to give you any advice from this khutbah, I would say this: when you are feeling angry, don't speak, because only garbage will come out, only filth will come out, only trash will come out. You will show the worst side of you. You will select the worst words, vocabs from your arsenal if you are angry. Never type a resignation letter when you are angry. Never post or tweet anything on social media when you are angry. Never type a WhatsApp message in the entire group of 257 and tag that brother who's making you angry while you are angry. Save it, save as a draft, and once anger calms down, then you can go back and see. You will definitely change few words. You will definitely change your sarcastic tone. Look at the advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Stay quiet at that time. Fourth advice from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about this. He says, "La yaqdi al-qadi wa huwa ghadban." I'm just translating in a shallow way that any decision maker should not make a decision while in the state of anger. Wa huwa ghadban, because ghadab, anger, can impact your decision making. So don't promise anything. Don't make a big decision in your life while you are angry. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us from the curses of the haram anger. Ameen ya Rabb. Last thing, not the least. If someone else is getting angry with you. If you are trying to control, you're trying to manage, but if someone else is getting angry with you, someone comes in masjid and try to insult you. This happens all the time, right? Someone on social media is smacking you. Happens all the time, subhanAllah. Someone in the family is doing it, or family WhatsApp group nowadays. How to control at that time? Because you can control on yourself by these techniques. But how can we control others? وَجَعَلْنَا بَعْدُكُمْ لِبَعْدٍ فِتْنَةً. Other people will test you. أَتَصْبِرُونَ, to test your patience. But how to control them? How to manage them? Obviously, it's a very big topic, but I'll just mention one or two things. First, always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep you away from this trial. It's not easy. Rasulullah used to make dua that, oh Allah, I seek your protection from all the troublemakers in my life. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min khalilin makirin. He would used to have this dua. Oh Allah, please, I seek your protection from deceiving two-faced friends who is just probing into my affairs, who is looking at my sins all the time, waiting for it to go viral. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us good friends. Ameen ya Rabb. Second, if someone is screaming in the masjid, in the community, in the family, at your work, one way to manage yourself and control yourself is to know where the other person is coming from. To know where the other person is coming from. If you know this, it will help you to not to overreact. Instead of feeling angry, you will feel sorry for him. We have so many ahadith from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about this, that once Aisha smashed the dish which came from his other wife, and the servant hand and dish fell and broken. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, obviously, if you imagine a wife is doing this in front of the servant, this is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's wife, leader of Muslim Ummah. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went down, he started gathering that broken dish, and he didn't even spoke to Aisha. He told the khadim, the servant who was waiting, he says, Gharat ummukum. He says, your mother became jealous. Your mother Aisha became jealous. That's why she reacted this way. He knew where Aisha was coming from. That will help you. If you know where the people are coming from, that will help you to control your anger. If you are working and if your boss, your manager, your supervisor, your co-worker reacts in an angry way, if you know that they are going through a tough divorce, instead of feeling bad, you will feel sorry for them. So that will really help you. And there's so many ahadith about this, but obviously time is running out. Just last two things, inshallah, before we can end. When other people are insulting you, obviously you have to defend yourself. But when it goes out of your control, when they are just criticizing for the sake of criticizing, insulting for the sake of insulting, what to do at that time? Remember, Inna Allah yudafi'u alladhina amanu. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will going to protect you and defend you if you are on haqq. Just remember this. You don't have to do it all the way by yourself. Just express it and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will going to defend you. This is something which we have to internalize. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will going to defend you if you are on right track, if you are on truth. Final thing, Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, he said in one of the beautiful poems about when he was asked, why don't you insult the people who criticize you? So he said this, and this, inshallah, we will end the khutbah, inshallah. He says, قُلْ بِمَا شِئْتَ فِي مَسَبَّةٍ عَرْضِي فَالسُّكُوتِ عَنِ اللَّئِيمِ جُوَابٍ مَا أَنَا عَدِمُ الجُّوَابِ وَلَكِنْ مَا مِنَ الْأَسَدْ أَن تُجِيبَ الْكِلَابِ. He said that say whatever you want to say to insult me, to disgrace me, to humiliate me. My silence will be response to you. I'm not wasting my energy to respond to you. It does not mean that I don't know how to respond. I know, I have a tongue also. But it's not befitting for the lion to respond to the dogs when they are barking, especially when they are barking. This is extremely, extremely important. These are distractions. When you will try to do something in your life, you will get both lovers and haters. But they are distractors. Just keep moving forward, inshallah. And at the same time, try to learn the strategy for anger management from Quran and Sunnah. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the ability to control our anger. Ameen ya Rabb. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. Just last two things inshallah before we can end, 2 minutes remaining. First is that inshallah we will be starting our program Tazkiyah class from September 7th, Thursday, from Maghrib to Isha here in INT. It's open for the entire community. Even if you haven't registered for the entire 2-year program, this particular class on Thursday is open for the entire community. It will be 12 classes. I would highly recommend to come, and because all of us need purification of hearts from these spiritual diseases like anger, jealousy, ego. Tazkiyah will going to, inshallah, fix our issues. This is scholarly way, inshallah. So again, starting from September 7th, I would request all of you to come, inshallah, between Maghrib and Isha. And there was a second announcement tonight, inshallah, from Maghrib to Isha, we'll be discussing an important topic, culture versus religion. Culture versus religion between Maghrib to Isha at INT main Musalla, inshallah. For both brothers and sisters, inshallah ta'ala. Please make dua for the entire ummah. There are brothers and sisters who have requested for these special duas. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them shifa kamila ajala if they're struggling from any disease, whether it's physical, spiritual, emotional, mental. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all of our shortcomings. Allahumma ansuril Islam wal Muslimin. Allahumma khzul man khazala dina Muhammadin sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa la taj'alna ma'ahum. Allahumma la tad'a' lana dhanban illa ghafarta wa la hamman illa farrajta wa la daynan illa qadayta wa la hajatan min hawa'ij ad-dunya wal akhirah illa qadaytaha ya arhamar rahimin wa la maridan illa shafayta wa la maytan illa rahimta wa la dalan illa هديت يا أرحم الراحمين. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات فقيم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا استقيموا واعتدلوا. الله أكبر سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وتبارك اسمك وتعالى. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. والذين يبيتون لربهم سجدا وقياما. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. سبحان ربي العظيم سبحان ربي العظيم
سبحان ربي الأعلى.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر.
سبحان ربي الأعلى. سبحان ربي الأعلى. سبحان ربي الأعلى.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. تحيات لله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. استغفر الله استغفر الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. ما شاء الله. All this time.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just a few announcements. First, to reiterate, Jazakallah khair to Dr. Asif Hirani for the khutbah, wonderful as always, and a reminder about his upcoming Tazkiyah class. That is, the session that will be open to the community is going to be on Thursdays, the first of which is September 7th, from Maghrib to Isha in the main prayer hall, inshallah. Before we begin the announcements, I wanted to request everyone make dua for three particular brothers. The first is Brother Zulfikar Muhyiddin Ahmad, who continues to be in critical condition. The second is Brother Shuman Reza, who is in rehab. May Allah make that process easy for him. And the third, and a name that many of you might recognize, is Dr. Amir Shakil. He's a pioneer in the INT community. He was one of the individuals that helped founded the INT clinic, and which serves thousands of patients every single day at little to no cost. And he is currently in the hospital. So please make dua for his shifa as well, and for everyone else that may be in need of those du'as. Now on to the announcements of what's happening this week, inshallah. First and foremost, starting next Thursday, August 31st, There will be a weekly class taught by Brother Yamin Chaudhry on technology, specifically on Microsoft Azure and the cloud. This will happen at IANT upstairs in the IQA library. So if you're interested, please visit iant.com and you'll find a link to register for the class there. It's $100 for members, $100 for non-members, $90 for members. And that's a 3-week course every Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. starting next Thursday, inshallah, here at the masjid taught by Brother Yamin Chaudhry. Next Friday, we have a youth program. It's actually an all-night kids Qiyam program from Isha to Fajr. That will happen from Isha to Fajr on September 1st for ages 5 through 12, and a parent must accompany the child at all times. A reminder about our ongoing Quran program, 2 options. One is for the brothers, one is for adults, every Sunday after Salat al-Maghrib in the main prayer hall with Imam Majid. And secondly is our school that is from 5 to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday for ages 5 through 25. That is a paid class. If you'd like to register, please visit iant.com/Quran program. Imam Majid also has his weekly Quran and Islamic studies class for the sisters. That is every Tuesday after Maghrib upstairs in the sisters' prayer hall. And a reminder that INT does offer counseling and social services. If you find yourself or someone that you care about in need of those services, please call our main line and dial extension 120. These services are at no cost if you qualify, and the intake is confidential. Wa jazakumullahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.